Hey, welcome back to Aaliyah Enspires Finance. So, today, well, the rest of the month, actually, we're going to talk about government benefits. So, it's something that you need to know about, especially if you're new to Canada, since it has special implications for us newbies. So, this episode, we're talking about Canada's Old Age Security Program. So, I want you to think of the Old Age Security, or OAS, as you might have heard of, as society's way of having seniors back. So everybody chips in through the federal income tax. So the federal government uses those taxes to ensure seniors are taken care of. So when you turn 65, the government starts giving you a monthly pension from that fund. So this is for everybody. So it doesn't matter if you're gay, straight, whatever, everybody's supposed to get a check, right? The best part is it lasts for the rest of your life. So you don't even have to sign up or anything like that. So you get a letter from Service Canada a month after you turn 64. It's going to tell you that you're automatically enrolled to receive OAS benefits. Like, that is crazy. Like, I'm from the States, and the United States would never, okay? So I will say that's not for everybody though. So some people will still have to fill out a form, go through the process. So it kind of depends on how long you've been in Canada and kind of like your own personal circumstances. So there are other factors that go into it, right? But so if you or someone you know is 64 years old and they haven't received anything in the mail, you definitely want to get started on applying for OAS. And I suggest you start the application process 6 months before you turn 65 or before you want the benefits, right? You can actually, what I want to say, you can actually delay receiving OAS benefits up to 5 years. So you can tell the government, hey, let's just wait a little bit, right? And you just delay your OAS or old age security benefits up to 5 years past 65. And in return, they're going to give you an even bigger monthly payment. So some people might choose to delay if they're still working, or they don't need the income right now, or they just want the bigger monthly payment. Either way is fine. So it just kind of depends on your situation. But like I was saying, there are some residency rules for eligibility, right? So for my new immigrants, this is where you want to pay attention. So there are the old rules and the new rules. So the old rules, they're based on how long you've been or how long you've lived in Canada. So the old rules would say you must have lived in Canada for a full 40 years after the age of 18, or a consecutive 10 years before applying for old age security. So you either got the full pension or nothing based on how long you lived in Canada. But the new rules that came into effect in 1977, they say even if you don't qualify for the full pension, you can still get some of it, right? So if you've lived in Canada for at least 10 years after turning age of 18. So there's another benefit available for those receiving or looking to receive old age security. It's called guaranteed income supplement. So it's like a top up, and it's meant for low income seniors, especially if you move to Canada a bit later in life and you didn't hit the 40-year living mark. So the guaranteed income supplement is going to be added to your monthly payment. And there's also something called an allowance. So if you're low income between the ages of 60 and 64, the government's going to give you an allowance until old age security kicks in, right? I almost forgot. So the old age security is taxable income, unfortunately, but guaranteed income supplement and the allowance is not taxable, but you do have to still report it on your tax return. I also wanted to mention that old age security is meant as a supplemental income to support seniors who we assume need financial support because they can't work or they have other needs that prevent them from participating in society at full capacity, right? So if you're a senior that earns too much money, you're receiving OAS, the government will ask you to pay some back. We call this a clawback. And that's fair, right? So you make a lot of money, you don't really need it. It's fair to have the money be redistributed to someone else who does, right? And you want to be one of those people. You want to be 65, 70, telling the government you've done so well in your life that you're so financially secure and you don't need old age security or any government benefit to survive, right? It's a bonus check to you. You didn't come to Canada to barely scrape by. Like no one comes from Africa, India, Russia, or wherever to be average, right? You want the Canadian dream. So you have to be one of those responsible people that takes their finances seriously. So you can live your best full life. And it's possible for you, but you have to start now. You need a financial plan. Okay? So if you live in Ontario, Canada, you want that Canadian dream, but you don't know how to get there. You just know you need a financial plan. All you have to do, book your free consultation with me. So the link is in the description. Wherever you're listening, on that call, we'll go over your goals and get you back on the right track. And that's all I have for you today. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. See you later.